Welcome to Road to Manhood. My name is John. I've had my 2020 Tacoma for about 5 years now, specifically built it for an Overland rig. Guys, it's been 5 years, so I'm going to tell you kind of everything that I've done so far. Mind you, it's dirty as hell, and don't judge me for the lack of maintenance on it, but this kind of gave me a chance to show you everything and how things are holding up. I've been on several trips, Colorado and all that, but I'm going to break down what I have on the truck and if it was worth it, and also what to look forward to if you end up purchasing those things. If you want more description on those items, let me know and I'll break them down a little further. Let's go ahead and talk about it. And this is voiceover John. Guys, literally as soon as I pull out a camera in my normally quiet neighborhood, everybody wants to come out and play. So I'm gonna just go ahead and do a voiceover while I walk you through the upgrades and the maintenance. Once again, don't judge me guys, it's been crazy. So I haven't gotten to any of this. Let's all do it together, let's go. So just to throw out some real quick cosmetic stuff. For example, this Baja sticker that I got, right? The sun completely demolishes it, so that needs to be replaced. Also, I just use regular heat resistant paint on this. That gets beat up rather quickly. And I normally drive hard driver's side on trails, so when it comes to bush and all that, it really messes up my full driver's side headlight. Also, this is a design that I just drew on there with Sharpie. Normally, when I paint it over, which I need to, it'll be hella fresh. And the only gear that I normally drive with is gonna be those tracks. And as you can tell, right now, they really could use just another layer of paint to make it fresh. First, in regards to actual upgrades, talk about something easy, these rock sliders. Pretty cut and dry, got these from Cali Rays, definitely kind of expensive, but in regards to installation, they were actually easy. In regards to the quality of them, awesome. Protection, amazing. Got the kickoff feature as well. And I got the plate on there because I do have fur babies, so getting in and out of the truck is great. That one's cut and dry, definitely recommend those. I'm currently running 33-inch KO2s, strongly recommend them. They look great, they perform great. And I've had Toyo AT3s, they just didn't look as aggressive. In regards to the wheels, I love my wheels. I would have just chosen something less detailed so they won't be as hectic to keep clean. All right, suspension, holy moly guys. Do your research, and honestly, to be blunt, I'm normally positive on this page. Avoid Dirt Logic and FabTech. Ever since day one, I've had trouble with this company. The customer service is absolutely garbaggio. I went the works. When I did the research at first, they seemed pretty good, but now that I've actually experienced, I would 100% change it. I got the 3-inch full lift, like full Dirt Logic coilover lift kit with the rear leaf pack, the control arm, and the rear reservoir. I did it all, long travel and everything. Literally the first packet that came in, the shocks were already messed up. They were broken. It's like they gave me a leftover shock. They took them forever to get it back in. They tried to avoid doing it in the first place. The leaf pack that I got for the extra support in the rear was not even fully built for the Tacoma. It was squeaking right after they installed it, and Dirt Logic would not offer a remedy or nothing. Luckily, the place that installed it for me, they actually had to rig it up so it wouldn't squeak. But guys, I've had this for about 3 years, and check out how bad it's squeaking. Absolutely ridiculous. I am considering going old man emu. This is the low profile body armor bumper that I got from Amazon. I actually love it. I was gonna go bigger. I think I'm just fine with this one. Cody helped me install this ARB outlet for the air compressor, which is great. Having the air compressor in the hood is also very convenient, but it gets hot in there, so your hose normally gets overheated and pops, so this avoids that completely, which was awesome. Cody, you're the man. In regards to the bumper, really no maintenance at all. Just keeping it clean, besides you're on trails moving back and forth. So something like this, like the brackets, just making sure that you're not losing bolts. I have to retighten this, so just easy peasy stuff. Now in regards to the winch, guys, I got this winch off of Amazon, and honestly, the winch itself is perfect. It's great, synthetic rope and all that, definitely a win for the price and all that. However, the remote to access it, for example, I finally needed it at the beach one day, and the remote has these little prongs on there, and they got bent, so I wasn't able to actually plug in the remote in there. It is a wireless remote, but I also ran out of batteries, so I couldn't use this at all. So it came out kind of pointless. But other than that, the winch is great. Just have batteries just in case. And also ignore these little clips on my license, okay? I need to get a bracket. Give me a break. The custom grill obviously is a cosmetic part of it. It's not necessary, but also it doesn't overheat. It actually works out perfectly fine. I did once again paint this myself. If I got it from the company painted, I probably wouldn't have those issues. And the sensor, I still have no issues with any of the sensors as well. I do have the KC wire hider that actually tucks these nice and neat, but I recently got my windshield replaced because I got a rock that smashed it. That was crazy. Whenever you do that, before you take it into a company, make sure that you remove any wires and your fog lights, because they're going to ask you to do that as well. Also, if you have your truck lifted, they may not be able to calibrate the windshield with the sensors. You may have to void that out. Save you some cash, but just giving you a heads up. In regards to the Prinsu Rack, this is actually a very, very useful upgrade for Overland needs. However, the wear and tear on this is absolutely brutal, and you have to be extra careful. The sun and the water takes its toll. There's a lot of reasons why, but I normally take off all my gear besides my tracks on there because of the wear and tear. I want it to be fresh whenever I actually go on actual trails. Just a hard example, I left my bracket for my water pour on there. Look how rusted it is. If I take that on a trail, it feels like it would bust off. So I would actually have to remove that and freshen up the hardware. And speaking of hardware, this is exactly what I'm talking about. It'll become very easy for you to pop off a head of one of those things just like this. And removing that little screw is gonna be a huge pain in the ass. And also it's metal on metal. So these modular tracks are great, but if you are consistently tying things down too tight, you can actually bend the inside of these rods and it will make it harder for you to actually utilize it in the future. And one of my most favorite upgrades is gonna be this smooth top SE Diamondback with the anchors on there. Guys, this thing is absolutely amazing. No complaints whatsoever. Has been as sturdy as promised. The front runner racks have been great as well. Installed them once, hadn't had no issues holding up my tent and everything like that. These anchors have been utilized multiple times, furniture and all. Easily removable. The security feature is amazing. Even when I'm not camping, I can just put my stuff in there. For example, all this nonsense, ignore it guys, I'm a real estate agent, I'm sorry for all that. And the only real maintenance is to every 1,000 miles to make sure that C-clamp is tight. No issues. Also the shocks, no issues guys. Diamondback knows what they're doing. I strongly recommend this gear. It's one of my first gears I've ever purchased and I absolutely love it. And because I'd rather have everything on the inside, like my axe and everything, this rough country MOLLE panels, I have it on both sides, driver and passenger. Its function is perfectly, installation is easy, the light is not obstructed back there, and it holds everything I need. This would be something I recommend as well. This last fit bedliner honestly wasn't even on my radar. It was sent to me to review, and honestly I think it's a huge win. Wasn't expecting it, but having the Diamondback on there with the tent, I can't open both sides, and this prevents things from sliding back and forth. Not necessarily 100% necessary, but now that I have it, I actually love it. This mountain hatch cutting board, the tailgate insert is complete, like a guilty pleasure. You don't necessarily need it, but I'm the chef of our people, so I utilize this all the time, cup holders and all. Guilty pleasure, don't need it, I love it. These are the infinity tail lights from Tacoma Beast. They're absolutely beautiful, but for the price tag, you would hope the utility is better. The reverse tail lights on these are super low and dim, which will make it super inconvenient when you're on trails and you're trying to back up. If you don't have rock lights, that can be pretty scary. This wraps up all the exterior upgrades, obviously not including the camping gear. Under the hood, I do have this LED light that's kind of my favorite thing ever. I utilize that compressor all the time, and at night it lights up everything. It's great. I have this Seahorse case I'll talk more about in a second, and this air compressor there. I do have the yellow top battery. Everybody has their opinions on it right now because the change of company, whatever their changes are, but I've had this for a while. I have everything connected to it. I haven't had any issues yet. I got this little idea from Last Line of Defense, the Seahorse case from Amazon, houses really everything. I got the power installed on the exterior to make it convenient to turn it on off the air compressor, and it houses all the hoses because it is heat resistant. None of the hoses are compromised no matter how hot it gets in there. This single ARB compressor, I use it all the time, even outside of camping. There is no maintenance on this at all, so it's really beneficial besides rerouting the hose to the front bumper just for heat protection. And also a quick tidbit for those who own Tacomas, you may not know this, but your AC actually drains right onto your frame, can cause rust and all these issues. You can easily reroute this with a hose so it can actually empty out to the floor and not into your truck's frame. Thanks Cody. You're gonna hear his name a lot. He does all this work for me. Moving on the inside, this is gonna be my light panel. I like to keep things super clean and minimal. I did get this professionally installed. Those are my rock lights. Guys, honestly, the fog lights and the headlight, to be 100% honest with you, it's a little bit overkill. You don't necessarily need them. I do use them when I'm trailing and close close proximity, I think that's pretty good. But unless you're in like perfect weather conditions, that headlight shines on your hood, and if it's raining, it makes it a little blurry. It does add value though when you're lighting up a campsite. That's kind of cool. Other than that, not really needed. Small but mighty detail, these WeatherTech mats are the bomb.com. We're out there on the trails, things get muddy and dirty. These things really do keep your truck clean. I would strongly recommend getting these honestly first. Now let's talk about this cool little thing called a gun magnet. Guys, I actually hate this thing. The placement is really cool and it all makes sense. But real quick disclosure, please do not keep your guns in your trucks, my ladies and gentlemen. For security reasons, only have it on there whenever you're traveling. Okay, back to the action. Now, this thing is falling apart, so as convenient as it is, take a look at what it does to your gun. Leaves it looking absolute booty. I don't know what's going on here. I'm already getting a replacement, but the placement on that and having that tool is pretty cool. This Midway radio is actually super cool on trails, even when you're just driving and caravanning. It makes the most sense. One thing I wish I could have done differently besides putting this on correctly for the video is actually put the speaker not on the passenger side but on the driver's side, because it does make it hard to hear sometimes that the radio is up. Besides that, no maintenance or anything like that. I love it. This 8-man dual-sided dash cam is actually pretty cool. I recommend really everybody to have a dash cam for security reasons and all that. This specific version, I would strongly recommend getting a larger memory card. We hit a deer on one of the trips, but the memory card was a lot smaller, so we actually missed that footage. Also, the interior camera for this specific version is not the best. The quality sometimes is a little bit ratchet. Besides that, I still think it's still worth having for security. Down to small little upgrades like this organizer thing makes life a little bit easier to have everything there organized, but also this card holder just to hold like Costco cards or stuff like my gun range card, stuff like that, stuff that doesn't require any credit. It's kind of nice. When it comes to like the truth about all this stuff, to be honest with you, I definitely would not recommend getting Dirt Logic. That was a waste of money and it's been a pain in the ass. Definitely don't need to do that. I really wanted that rear bumper set up for the high clearance. God damn, son. Honestly, I don't. It's $3,000. It's way too expensive, and it would also, the tire would kind of be in the way of my visibility in the back. As much as I want it, especially when I cook and stuff, I thought that'd be great. I probably won't even just get it after all. I'm gonna do another one of these talking about the gear that I bought. I do like to cook out there, and I've spent a lot of time and money and waste of time and money on items that I really don't need. I do want to also kind of give you guys a breakdown of the to-go box that I have, because that has been moved and manipulated so much and downsized so much. I realized that my first couple of camping trips were packed with things and really don't need a lot of that, which is, I think, is a common thing either way. But so I still need to tell you all about my camping gear. This is just kind of going over the truck and the upgrades for the truck. Also, it's not going to be a popular opinion at all. But I'm not necessarily a crazy off-road trail person. I just got this lift and the tires because just in case I found myself in a position where I was going to need them, I like to be prepared. But honestly, the trails that I've been on so far, even in Colorado, are literally to my comfort zone, and I never really felt like I had to get this extreme of items to be able to explore and still do that. Either way though, I'm glad I did it. It looks amazing. If I had to do it again, even if it's just for the looks, I'd be down. But in regards to the comfort level, it does give me a peace of mind because I've been able to clear all the trails with no issues. And once again, I'm not a thrill seeker. I just want to be able to get on a mountain and enjoy the views. If you want me to specifically talk about an item into detail on what it was to install it or what my experience was, let me know in the comments below and I'll break it all down as well. Thank you so much for viewing, like, and subscribe to be a part of the Road to Manhood community.